Hey, this is Nam with Cmyk, and that's Bumblebee. Doing a quick unboxing video for the Pantone Plus Series Color Bridge Coated and Uncoated. This was the box that it came in. We bought it off of Amazon.com for about $230. Is that right?
I think it was $233 to be exact.
Pretty expensive, but we felt like it was a pretty good investment.
I mean, it took us a month to finally pull the trigger because, like, are we spending this much money on pieces of paper with colors on them?
Yeah, I think basically,
also, the package came with plastic wrap around the thing, but just to save time, we've already opened it from the packaging.
So Cathy has been doing product development, pins, and blankets, and we've been communicating with Chinese manufacturers, and we realized that we would need Pantones in order to communicate in the language of color. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the main reason. I think this need came from my many frustrating moments of working in Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop when I've picked colors for my designs and needing to translate it to Pantone color, because that's what the physical product printers and any manufacturers use in their machines. So they don't print off of Cmyk or they don't print off of hex code or Rgb, and Pantone's kind of the universal color language. And there isn't an online tool that can easily translate hex code to Pantone code, so I would have to eyeball a color that I think is similar enough, find the Pantone code, and then like find the equivalent hex code, change it in Adobe, and hope that works. It's really frustrating, and I just figured that I needed this.
Okay, so what this comes with is one set says Color Bridge Uncoated and the other says Color Bridge Coated. We'll start with the coated. So this one has a bunch of, I think it has balloons on there. It says the Plus Series Pantone, Rosa and Blue, #1 by Umberto Dana. View the complete project and Pantone canvas. I guess they're like promoting a new color. On the end, at the bottom, it says replace your guide every 12 to 18 months. I'm not sure if we actually do need to replace it. That's pretty expensive, but I guess it's just to make sure you stay up to date.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to rub your greasy fingers on it every time you use it, it just depends on how often you use it and how well you take care of it.
The pages are pretty thin. They feel like magazine pages. Did you touch it yet?
Yeah, it's pretty thin. They're just they're a little thicker than magazine paper. I would say they're like probably 70-pound text paper weight.
I think you probably have to handle this pretty delicately. As you see, I guess there's tons of colors. There's so yeah. In the beginning, there's seems to be an intro. Seems like it's just promoting what the new colors are.
Yeah, so Pantone supposedly come out with new colors all the time. They update their sets, so I think it's one way they try to get people to buy new sets every so often, along with the supposed 12 to 18 month wear and tear. But we shall see what the shelf life is, or the life expectancy of this set is. I don't expect to replace it every year, that's for sure.
Just don't want to be facetious or obvious, but coated means there's like a light. Seems like there's like a gloss on top of it. I've never had to deal with Pantone, so I'm seeing this stuff for the first time, so I'm just taking it in as I see it. So
I think the only time we had to deal with it is at paint shops.
Yeah, but you're just looking at little swatches and stuff like that.
Yeah, and their paper tend to be higher quality, so I'm guessing we got the consumer version of it.
Yeah, and I guess the cool thing about why we paid the extra money for this set is that if you see here, zoom in. You see that you have the Pantone color solid, and then it gives you the Cmyk equivalent. It also gives you kind of like the Rgb breakdown that you can put in Photoshop, and also the HTML breakdown.
Yeah, so the HTML is what I use, and it gives you the closest HTML and RGB. I think there's not a Pantone color for every single hex code, or vice versa, but it gets it close enough, and definitely more scientific than the way I've been doing it, which is just eyeballing.
It's crazy that there's all this infrastructure to be able to say, hey, the yellow I see on my screen here is the yellow that you should see on the other side of the world in China when you make my product.
Yeah, well, I think another advantage to this is even if I'm looking at designing something on a screen, I don't know what color it's actually going to print out. So by starting from this Pantone guide, I can pick an exact color that I want showing up on my pin, my textiles, or even my art prints, and work that way and assign that color code to my digital program versus letting my digital program designate a color only to have it, deviate from what I actually want it to look like.
At the end, there's an index, so if someone just gives you a Pantone number, then it gives you the page and row you can go to look up that number.
There's nothing on the back side, it's just gloss.
Yeah, just gloss paper on the back. Is there a hex code on here?
That's the HTML.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's the Color Bridge coated. Uncoated is slightly thicker, and these pages are matte, but it's pretty much the same thing. So
I'm not quite sure what the point of this coated and uncoated is. I guess depends on what we're printing on, if we want to see how it looks like coated
on gloss or
uncoated.
Versus matte paper, I believe. So pretty excited about this new investment. It is expensive. I think they had a cheaper set for like 120, but which my graphic designer cousin said that was fine for most needs. But the thing is that it doesn't have the bridge, so it doesn't give you like the HTML and the Cmyk equivalent.
Yeah, that's basically my whole purpose of needing this. I think 90% of the reason I need something like this, so I needed to spend that extra $110.
Yeah, hopefully in the future, if we make another video, it'll be us actually using and executing the use of this color bridge and this Pantone set.
Yeah, actually I have to use it pretty soon for a logo project.
Yeah, this should be fun. Alright, that was a quick and short CY Zing video. This is Nam signing off.
And it's Cathy. Thanks for watching.